From across the comic book community multiverse, the Comic-Con podcast begins now with your hosts, Justin, aka Nemesis Prime.
If you give them the title of influencer, then that's giving them more power, right? That's how it is. Like, I'm a nobody. Listen, I'm a nobody.
Zack, aka the Manimal.
We talked about it for a full, I believe, 7 to 8 minutes on an hour-long normal podcast for a show. And you would have thought we set their house on fire with the backlash. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Comic-Con podcast. We got a really fun show today. We have the power couple, Zack and Justin here, and then 2 employees of Bird City Comics with us, 2 random employees. But no, we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to talk to our friends from Bird City, and we are just going to chat it up. No real agenda today. We're just going to kind of free reign it and hear some stories and talk it up. So first off, Justin, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Zack? And to the Bird City crew, thank you for joining us. It's Star Wars week. If you're listening to this, of course, today is Revenge of the 5th. If you're listening to the 5th, so I'm excited because I always love this week. There's tons of stuff dropping. And yeah, we're going to definitely talk about some Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Ant and Laura, what's going on? How's it out there in Phoenix or outside Phoenix? The weather.
It's really good. Yeah, we're living it up, and it's hot already, so that's not great. But hey, you know, we're living the dream. We get to play the comics, so
right.
That's true. Yeah, what he said. It's hot, but we're looking forward to going to California this weekend and getting away from the heat. So we have that to look forward to. And thanks for having us. This is fun. I never get to go on shows with Ant, so I'm excited.
I never get invited anywhere.
No one can see this, but they're so excited to be on the show together in opposite rooms of their home together. So we weren't entirely sure where to send the link to, but then Ant gets on first, and then we're like, okay, well, where's Laura? And she gets on telling a story about how her mom showed up, or your mother-in-law.
My mom. She showed up and stole from my fridge, then left. I caught her red-handed because as soon as I opened my office door, she had a big old bag of Brussels sprouts in her arms. And she was just stealing from my fridge like a teenager. It was kind of funny.
Well,
I do that when I go to my parents' house, because my parents are maybe 30 minutes away. So sometimes I'll just drive if I'm coming home from work or just going through, and I'll just stop at my parents. And I always say it's Casa de, I'm not saying my last name, but I just stop there, I grab food and I leave, or I'll sleep there if I'm just tired instead of coming all the way home.
Oh, so, I do that too, but not the other way around. Do your parents ever come to your house and just crash or steal from your fridge? I mean, it's usually the one way.
In the summer when I have my fig trees, when my figs are going crazy, I'm just yeah, please, anybody come over and just take a bushels of figs.
Bushels of figs.
Tons.
That's crazy. I don't have that problem. That actually sounds nice for you guys, but I actually like the fact that my parents don't live anywhere near me, and so it's I get to choose when I get to see them or how often they come about. It's very nice. It's very private. And
yeah, relaxed. I used to say the same thing. We live in a suburb outside of Phoenix called Surprise, and everybody's always asking how is it? I said it's great because it's far enough away where nobody just stops by without calling,
right?
But it's still close enough to go out there. And then just last year, everybody in Laura's family moved out here. So they're all in Surprise.
We're all within a mile of each other. I have 4 sisters, so we have 5 of us all together, and then my mom.
Oh, wow.
Bye. So we need to move again.
Yeah, so I was going to say, where's the next city? We're a little further outside of Surprise is where you need to move now.
I heard El Paso is a great spot to move to.
El Paso's nice, man. Just saying. But yeah, let's get into things. Let's talk. We're going to talk about Amazing Con. We'll hear what Ant has to say about that, and then you guys will tell us about your next journey out here to California. What's coming up there? But yeah, dude, tell us a little bit about Amazing Con. How was it? When did you go out there? Kind of break it down for us.
Sure. Yeah, I got out there Thursday, and I wanted to get a jump on setting up, but I've done Amazing Con a couple times, and I keep forgetting that it's not a large con. Mm-hmm. So I got there and set up, and I was like, now what? So I had the rest of Thursday to do whatever I wanted. Basically just slept to get ready for Friday. Friday was kind of a half day. But Amazing Con is interesting. You got to get out there because there's a ton of good vendors, and there was a lot of good stuff to buy. Surprisingly amount of really good comics that came out for that show. Really good vendors for as small as a venue as it was. I mean, they had Eastman was one of the big guys there signing. Inhak Lee came down. Poor guy had a broken arm.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. He canceled prior, a couple shows prior.
His signature arm or his off arm?
I'm assuming he's right-handed because it was on his left arm, but he had like this big robotic arm sling on it.
Oh shit!
And you know, you run into him all over the con, and in his English, he's working on it, but you know, he kept having to take breaks or whatever it was. You know, people see him, so they stop him to talk, and he's really just kind of naughty and smiling. Because Mike Choi was there sitting next to him. I guess Mike Choi translates for him when they go places. So it was cool because typically they get to their table and they stay there, but because he was injured, he took a lot of breaks, and you just found him in random spots in the con, like out getting air or in the bathroom or grabbing a bottle of water. Like he was kind of everywhere, which was cool to see him out and about.
So for the people that don't know, and I vaguely, Amazing Cons in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Now, as far as you know, you've done a ton of shows. What's it something to compare to? Obviously, it's not something like New York Comic Con or San Diego, but what's a kind of comparable con?
It felt like a Baltimore Comic Con, like it was like a buyer's con.
Okay.
A great show to dig at, but still smaller. It was probably a third or half the size of Baltimore.
Wow.
I went to Amazing Con, 2020. I think it was a while ago, a couple of years ago, and it was cool. I mean, it's like you said, it's small. It's not small, but it's not big. And it's definitely more comic oriented. At least it was that year I was out there, and that's why I really liked it. It was a lot of books everywhere. But I think they compare it to like, is it Phoenix? What's the Phoenix Con that just happened?
Fusion.
Is that Fan Fusion? It's smaller than that. Right?
Yeah, it's smaller than Fan Fusion, and again, it's like a good comic show.
Yeah.
So like Fan Fusion is an interesting one because it's very like anime heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't recommend it for like digging comics. I mean, it's like a trinket show, like a lot of cool souvenirs and stuff to buy, like, you know, odd and end plushies. Like they got a ton of that type of stuff.
We were by a lightsaber booth last year, right?
Yeah, that lightsaber booth was lit.
Really cool lightsabers they were indestructible, even though
where they just like clack them, like every,
yeah,
like 10
I've
minutes.
seen those too. Yeah.
We were
like banging them on the concrete.
Yeah, Terrificon. It was annoying as hell. Every time you walked anywhere near the aisle, there was clacking and breaking. It like sounded like this dude was smacking the shit.
In Baltimore, they were my neighbor, and so like I had that sales pitch down. Like the guy's like, "You mind just watching? I'll be right back. Tell me to go to run to the bathroom." The lady walked up, and I'm like, "Yeah, you could drive over with your car." And I'm doing like a full on demo.
You were selling.
I'd heard it all weekend. The guy's like, "Thanks, man." I'm like, "Dude, you said it like 50 times. I got it down."
That's good. I definitely want to get out to that show. And is it in a convention center that's attached to one of the hotels, or is it like completely separate? Like you have to walk. Like what's the?
It's kind of interesting. So it's not attached, but all the hotels that are around it like have walkways to get straight to it, or they have like there's a tram that runs by it. So there's like a big above walkway that you're in the air and you kind of climb the stairs, walk across the street, so you don't have to cross the big intersections.
Nice.
The one thing that they did this year that was different, they did it in the smaller room. So typically they do it in the south end of the convention center, but I guess Under Armour had like a volleyball tournament. So like the nice part of the convention center, the big one with the big glass walls and all that stuff, they were using that. So we got down to like what do they call it? Whatever. It's to the left. It's like the North Convention Center.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. It's a really big convention center, but it's not hard to get to by any means.
Right.
Yeah. I remember
Maybe we'll get out there next year.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a
Vegas,
destination,
bro, right? It's Vegas.
Yeah, so I'm saying they could put it in the smallest room there, but it's Vegas. There's plenty to do there, like after the con. So they get names that go all the time, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Laura bailed. I went by myself.
I did not bail. I got stuck with, children.
What hotel was I going to stay in before you bailed?
Okay, so when I was planning on going, we were going to stay at the Wynn. But then once I didn't end up going, and you got the Marriott. It was fun, or the Hyatt or something.
No, it was like a
circus. You got to go to circus.
She downgraded me. She did the same thing in Baltimore. Wow. Here, since we're talking cons, Laura, tell them what you did to me in Baltimore.
Damn, you're going to throw me under the bus. Fine.
Let's go.
Baltimore, when I was going, I had us booked at the Four Seasons because I like the Four Seasons, and we try to find those whenever we go traveling. But then once I ended up not going to the first half for same reasons because of the kids, Anthony ended up in what he calls the haunted hotel. It was a Marriott. He was fine.
Haunted. She put me in a converted like bank. Like it had a vault downstairs and it looked cool and old. And then like I got it to my room and I'm talking, you hear the footsteps. You're like, who's in my room? And the creaks. And I'm like, dude, this hotel's haunted. It gets better because she didn't go to she downgraded my hotel room. when she decided she wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
I called her at night and I was like, this place is awesome. It's a blast. You really just need to fly out here and just come for the weekend. The
For
kids
one
will
night.
survive.
For one night.
Definitely.
So then, Laura, you can continue from here.
This is still Vegas. We're still talking about Vegas, right?
No, Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, fine, I'll come out for one night, but I'm not staying in the haunted hotel. So then I rebooked us at the Four Seasons.
Wow. Wow.
Damn.
You're lucky you didn't get the red roof, bro.
Right? I could have done worse.
I thought that's what she was going to do to me in Vegas because we were at the Wynn and then I went to a Regency. Is it Regency? No, it's a Renaissance.
It's fine. You were fine.
Radisson. It was a Radisson.
Radisson.
So she downgraded me to a Radisson, and then I called her. I'm like, "You got to come out here." And I was thinking she was going to be like, "Oh yeah, cancel your room and then meet me at the Wynn."
Oh my God.
But yeah, I ended up saying that the whole time.
You don't use I use the gyms in these places, so I really need it to be clean, and I usually use the spas and stuff.
I don't like clean hotel rooms. So.
I know. Yeah, like what? It's just like you're a filthy animal. It doesn't matter where you stay. You can live out there around Skid Row with the homeless people.
Dude, my room didn't even have a microwave. Like, you know, you bring back food and you're like, I'll have it later. Like, I'm like ghetto in the bathroom, like with the hairdryer trying to reheat like chicken tenders, like prison style.
Putting the heat on and there's the heater right there. Instead of having the air
Right.
conditioning on, you're just like, throw up the heat.
How are you in
Let
Vegas
the shower
reheating-
steamer go to rehydrate my food. You know,
How are you in
ghetto.
Vegas reheating chicken tenders anyway? Why aren't you out eating somewhere else?
I know, seriously. Yeah.
I didn't really do
You
that. It was just what
sticks?
popped into my head.
You guys got to come out to Terrificon because, you know, Zach, you've been there. There's a gym
Yes.
there. We worked out last year. There's the
Yeah.
spa. There's a pool. There's obviously it's all inside the casino. You never leave Mohegan Sun,
Mhm.
which I swear, like July needs to come so bad. I can't wait to get together with everybody and see everybody that is coming from the far reaches of like Canada and out west and stuff. So
Yeah, dude. Don't talk about it.
Terrific
I don't
Comic-Con.
want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's July 28th through the 30th.
please just come. It's because you just come out. It's such a blast.
It is amazing. It's probably the best con I've ever been to. In terms of just like size, community, environment, everyone there. It's
And
just
digging.
fun. And yeah, I mean, I completed like a whole volume 1, volume 2 of Ghost Rider at Terrificon. So, but yeah, you get this damn baby coming, just messing everything up.
I'm
welcome to
breaking
my
Laura
life.
down a little bit, little by little, because when I go to the cons, and don't get me wrong, they're a ton of fun, but it's a lot of work to do by yourself. So I'm trying, and luckily this time in Vegas, I had 2 friends with me, and but I'm trying to convince Laura that the kids are just about old enough where she can come and they live for 3 days.
Can't your son work the booth a little bit, right?
You know, what do you think, Laura? I think he's about there.
Adam would sell. Yeah, Adam would be great. Yeah, he's 13. He could do it. He's got your mouth and your selling ability. He could do it.
I'll take
I'd
that
love
as
to
a
see that.
compliment.
I know, I was like- I was waiting for something to drop, like something else.
Right.
Like, where are the negatives coming here?
No, like really, he's a good salesperson. He learned a lot from his dad.
Here you go.
So Amazing Con. What else? Okay, so this was. I don't know if this is correct or not. Is this your first time like setting up at a? Oh no, you just said you set up at Baltimore and everything. So how was your booth and everything? How did it go out there?
It went really well. Like I had my buddy, his name's Kelly. He owns Devil Dog Comics, and him and I partner on books every now and again. But he lives in Vegas, so I basically called him and said, "Hey, bro, I got a pass for you. Just come hang out at the booth, bring some stuff to sell." You know, he likes getting signature stuff done, so it was pretty cool. And then I had Comic Pops at my booth, and that guy's a cool hang. Like that is like a real dude, and he is who he is. He doesn't adjust himself for anybody, like on or off a camera. So
Yeah,
he
I
was
think I met him in Baltimore last year.
Yeah, he's cool people.
And I mean, I saw your setup. You're not like crazy. You're not doing tons of wall stuff, right? You're just a couple tables, right? I think you had like 2 or 3
That's
tables
it.
from what I saw, and you're bringing just your exclusives. It's not like you're trying to bring tons of short boxes and long boxes of,
No.
stock. It's
I don't get how people do that. What a pain in the ass to have to
Yeah.
haul all that stuff, like, and to ship it to the hotels in advance. Like, I don't get that. That just seems like a lot more work than it's worth, I guess.
How'd you do it? Yeah, how'd you get your stuff there? How much did you bring?
I drove it. I usually bring like 10 counts of like good covers that I just like that people will recognize. I have a big backdrop, like a 7-foot 10 by 10-foot like wall with our logo on it, like pop-up displays. It's really just big for branding for me. Like I want people to walk by and go, oh, I know that company, even if I don't have tables full of boxes to search through.
Yeah.
And typically I try to do a something special, like either an exclusive for the show or just something specific, so I don't have to bring such a big variety of things.
Yeah, Amazing Con definitely does bring some really nice variants. I know Scott's Collectibles had some stuff, like they had something that's killing the children and a world tree and a couple other cool variants out there that
this is in Connecticut.
Yeah, Terrificon is in Connecticut.
There you go, Laura. We haven't been there.
I'd love to go to Connecticut. I'm down. Let's do it.
The only issue, it's not easy to get to. That's the pain in the butt. Coming from like the Southwest, it is not easy to get to. But it's worth it. It's worth the trek.
Is the airport far from like where it's held?
To be honest, I don't even know. You'd have to see which airport you'd take. I mean, like the way
Hartford, right?
I think there's one, and then or Rhode Island, because then you could just come right over the border.
That's my big gripe is like hotels when it's like an hour car ride after you've been traveling for 6 hours. Like I'm the biggest baby. I'm like, I've been flying all day and then I got to be in a car for an hour and a half. I'll lose my mind.
Just get me to the Radisson already.
Right? I need the ghetto haunted hotel. That's probably the one I'm booked at.
Well, you could be like this guy. He came in the one year. He came in a day early and stayed at my house. So we'll throw up the guest bedroom for you guys, and then then we'll drive up to Connecticut.
I can see your cats.
They're always around here.
Yeah, you can see the cats for sure.
They're funny. Justin does like these like Fight Club videos with them. It's funny. It's funny. I like those. I like replay them a bunch of times.
They're hilarious. They're the best ever. I can't even begin to tell you like all the pictures I probably don't post and stuff and things they do. I'm just like, oof. They're too good. They're brothers. They just turned 2 the other day, and then like a couple weeks they'll be 2 years that we've had them because we got them we literally got them like we were stupid. We're like, let's get them like the Thursday or Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and like then we can't really do anything because we have these 2 little kittens now.
Aww.
Like 3-week-old kittens. We're like, ooh.
Just leave them alone and take off.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into some other stuff. I think we have some articles, right?
Well, wait, we were going to talk about next up. You got ShortBoxed, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are both going to ShortBoxed.
You're muted, babe.
Excuse me. I was gonna say, ShortBoxed is. I love the company. I kind of like the setup. I got to know Gene and all his team out there. Just really good people, and they're super like brand focused. Like they do what they want to do one thing well before they branch out and try to do multiple things, which I can appreciate. So Gene and I vibe on a lot of levels that way. He invited me out, wanted me to come. We did that Hitomi book with them, and that went super smooth. So he wanted Laura and I to come out and hang out, got us a booth. We got an exclusive dropping with Maria the Wolf for that show. She did this badass dragon. It's a kaiju book, so big old monsters and stuff like that. But she did this headshot of this dragon face vomiting up like bones and skeletons and stuff. And it's really cool.
She's gonna
is it a new number 1 or is it?
It's a number 1. It's an image title number 1. I'll shoot it to you guys so you guys can check it out. We're probably start posting images this week since we're going up there.
Nice.
But this is good stuff.
Yeah, ShortBox is definitely great. I've spoken very highly about them, and and I've met Gene and the crew at Baltimore, and I've known them over the years. I sell on the app. I love just posting stuff. It's very easy for anybody who doesn't sell on there. I think it's probably the simplest way. You just take 2 photos, and everything is pre-scanned. Especially if it's CGC, you get the pricing. It's perfect. People send offers. You could send offers. So
yeah, we had Kevin from ShortBox was on here not too long ago, a couple months.
Yeah, the end of last year. Yeah.
I thought it was this year.
Is that your shoe guy, Ant? The one that you and him talk about?
Kevin's my sneaker buddy. Him and I try to. Yeah, him and I get on the same like sneaker drops. He'll remind me. He's like, "Hey, don't forget, comes out tomorrow at 7." So we got to put on it for lotteries and stuff.
They do. They're such nerds. It's like this Fruity Pebble one that they were both trying to get. Wasn't that what it was, Ant?
Yeah.
Cereal or something. Nikes.
No, we snagged some good ones. I got some couple. I think it was the drop before last. I got there's some new Terminators that dropped, but they're rattlesnake skin.
Oh my god,
that's like down another rabbit hole. I have like a few, but that's Especially
I own
when you
like
get into
4
lotteries and everything.
I own 4 pairs of shoes, man. Like my workout shoes, my dress shoes, my walking around shoes, and then my going out shoes. I don't need more shoes.
Ant has
Very
his morning
simple.
sneakers, his afternoon sneakers, his late afternoon sneakers, his dinner sneakers, his dressy sneakers, which, yes, that's a thing, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm sure, and you also have
Yeah,
sneakers
become
that you cannot wear if it's been wet out, right? I'm sure
Mhm.
you
Right. Oh,
can
yeah.
be- yeah. I
And
have
do you have
those.
some that you don't wear at all because you don't want to crease them?
Oh, big time. Yeah, I've got my daughter bought me these custom Air Force Ones that are, I mean, I have 2 pairs, but I have one pair that I'm just keeping. So they're the black, yellow, and red ones. Or
Yeah.
black, yellow, and white. Sorry, not red.
Yeah.
But they're our Bird City colors. So I got a nice pair that I just kind of stick on the shelf back there that people just look at and go, oh, those are cool. And then I have the actual ones I wear to con.
Nice. Yeah.
Got to keep the branding on point, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Don't switch.
Gotta match.
Don't ever switch the colors, man. Don't ever
Right.
switch the colors. So tell us. I mean, ShortBoxed. I've been seeing a lot about it, but like when Kevin came on, I don't think we really talked about ShortBoxed Live very much. But they're kind of trying to. It's just a 1-day thing, right? Like, what are they trying to do here? It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Honestly, I wish we could make that happen.
Yeah, I think the vibe that they're going for is another like buying, selling con. They're all big reputable sellers.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like dudes that have been in industry for years. There's a couple guys from Arizona going. What's the guy we like from Amazing Fantasies? Bill? I think is his first name. Bill. I can't remember his last name. Something Italian. But he's got a fantastic store, and you're talking about back issues. This guy's got it all, and it's so fun to dig through a store. But he's one of the guys that gets invited out to those shows all the time. So you're talking about guys with books. There's not a lot of modern comics. I think that's why they asked me to go, just to have some variety. But yeah, they invite some players in the game that definitely have some cool stuff to look at, and then their artists look great.
See my boy Rob from Red Hood's going out there. He always
Oh, yeah.
has killer books, man.
Dude, he was set up in Vegas and he had a killer booth.
Yeah.
Red Hood's Joe?
Oh, don't say it.
Rob from Red Hood Comics.
Yeah, there's 2
Oh,
different.
Red Hoods.
And he lives out in
Red
Vegas
Hood
also. Yeah.
comic. Red
Yeah.
Hood comic.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the other one. I was like, he never said he was going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start fighting with you.
Rob's a good dude. He used to be part of Torpedo. I met him years ago, man. He's a lot of fun. But yeah, he has killer books. So
yeah,
that sounds awesome.
And it's not like anything. It's not your typical con. It's really it's a true Comic Con, meaning that it's just comics, right? There's not. I'm sure ShortBox is not like, hey, if you're bringing Funko Pops, you can get the hell out of here, or toys, right? It's just straight comics.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be anything like the thing that they did in LA, I guess they partnered with somebody that did one at like a hotel, like one of the big halls at a hotel. And they had me at the front table, like the greeting table where people were coming in, and you go in there and it is just eye candy everywhere. It was ridiculous. Which sucks when you're working it by yourself, because it's like the door was right to my right behind me and I'm like peeking in. I'm like, I want to go look around so bad. I think I ended up buying something for you there, didn't I, Laura?
I'm trying. You brought me back Battle Chasers #1 from Vegas.
No, the LA one. I got you Star Wars #1, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. You brought me home Star Wars. Yeah.
I see your book. You actually have your exclusive up on the website for ShortBoxed Live.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it's cool, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
The inks on it were really neat. Before, like when we saw the ink, it was so neat. We debated just leaving it like that because it was just so well done. She's cool.
So there's like a virgin and then a regular cover, or am I looking at the back there?
We just did the colored version of it.
Okay, yeah, it's awesome.
I want to see this. I need to look.
The giant Coke Jew #1.
Okay. I'll have to look for this.
You'd like it, Justin. There's a big like Transformer dude. Looks like
so it's like think like you get the kaiju. Well, I guess it's just like Pacific Rim, but it's
right?
Real inappropriate.
Nice.
I liked Pacific Rim, so I'm in. I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah, giant robots and giant monsters. You can't go wrong. And then
I mean, come on. What else do you really need in life besides that? Yeah.
4-star hotel, apparently. Snob.
He just needs a 2-star.
Just give him a half a star.
These hotels you're naming are places I've had to go to for my work, and that means that those aren't good places. So
Nah.
She's trying to book me at like extended stay motels and stuff.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't.
dude.
I
Kitchen
never
set,
did that.
kitchenette, bro. You can
Oh
have
my
like, your own oven and stuff.
Yeah. See,
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
that's half full, Anthony.
So do you guys do you do Phoenix Fan Fusion? Because that's what, in June, right? Are you gonna end up going? I mean, it's right. You might as well, right there.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where I try to talk myself out of it all the time, but I'm always like it's down the way, so like why not?
Yeah.
But it's always a good show. It's fun. Who's gonna be? There's gonna be some big people. A lot of like Star Trek. I think Shatner's coming out. There was another one. Who's the guy that plays Chekhov?
I don't know.
Because there's only 3 of them from the original cast, and then
Still alive?
yeah,
With Shatner. Oh my gosh, you're saying Chekhov, and then the oh man,
Sulu. What's
Sulu?
Sulu's-
Yeah.
Oh, Takai, George Takai.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Takai.
George Takai.
You got it.
All your ears are all burning, all 3 of you. That can like smell the battery fluid for you
It
guys
was
trying to
right
figure that out.
there.
Oh, I don't know Star Trek. I know
I
like
don't know
3
Star Trek
people.
either. I couldn't
We're on the
check out-
wrong podcast if we're starting to talk Star Trek for sure.
Chekhov. The first thing I thought about was the recent kid, Anton Yelchin, who died. That's what I wanted to say. In the recent
Yeah, that was sad because he
Yeah.
was a good Chekhov.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Phoenix Fan Fusion as well. I thought it was a fun show. It's huge. It's very big out there.
In June, though, that's so wicked that they do that to us. Like it's Arizona in June. We're talking. It's gonna be like in the high 120s that month.
Looks like Ariel Diaz is going to be there. We got a cover
Oh,
coming up with
nice.
her. Brian Polito's always there because he's from the area.
Yeah, isn't Ariel's like from your neck of the woods, right? Zach? She's in like Texas, I think.
Saying El Paso.
No, I mean like
yeah, I don't know.
people that are listening
Maybe.
across the country. It's like
No.
She
Jim
could be in
Lee's gonna be
Houston.
there.
And that's like as far away as California for me, pretty much. So
okay. I'm sorry. States, New Jersey, statewide. Then
yeah, it takes 10 hours for me to get to Houston from El Paso. So
Mike Mayhew, Jim Lee. It's got a good lineup now. I'm going through it.
Jim Lee's gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Tom King.
It's a good segue too.
perfect segue. Justin, want to move on to the news? You got some
yeah. So
Jim
this
Lee
is dropping over at CBR.com. So DC promotes Jim Lee to president. So as you know, Jim Lee has been over at DC for I don't know about 20 plus years now. He has now been promoted to president, publisher, and chief creative officer of DC Comics. That was just announced today on May the 3rd. So, I mean, I'm a huge Jim Lee fan. Obviously, career has spanned everything from Image, Marvel, and all the way through DC, up until now. So, obviously, he, Dan DiDio, he was in it for a while. Him, Lee, and Jeff Johns were like the big 3 over there. And then Dan left. Jeff's kind of out of it for the most part. And, you got someone who knows comic books. He knows writers, he knows artists. I'm sure he's going to want to bring the powerhouses back. And even not to say that, these artists and writers out there aren't powerhouses already with DC. For the most part, we always talk about, especially Zach and I on here on the podcast, the events that Marvel does are just, they kind of pitter out. But when DC does something, it's a little bit more meaningful. So, what do you guys think? Laura, what are your thoughts? What are your, you see the future for DC now with Jim Lee over there as the president?
I think everybody is kind of on the same page in regards to his skill level. I mean, I've never met anybody who goes, "Oh, I don't like Jim Lee art. He's fantastic." I actually found a quote from him about this. He said, well, this is a while back. We said, part of running DC Comics is that it's much larger than Image Comics. There's a challenge to being one of the industry's leaders and that everything you do is scrutinized and watched. And that's my only hesitancy here. I hope that I hope they do him right. I hope they treat him right. And I hope that the fans treat him right.
Yeah, I think the fear with someone like Jim Lee is like stepping up to the big shot position, right? Like he's getting burnt out, and then him just being like, "Yo, I'm losing the love now. I'm done," and like walking away from it completely.
It's bound to happen too. When you're at that level, people are gonna start watching him and criticizing more, and hopefully he'll be able to kind of push through that because I think he's an amazing talent.
I had a little different vibe on that. I mean, still on par with what you guys are saying, but I kind of felt like what you said. He kind of expressed he was getting burnt out in his role because he's a legend of DC, and DC should have been in good hands already.
Yeah.
It should have been ran right. The infrastructure should have been set for him to sit there and enjoy his job. But I think he got to the point where he's like, screw it, I'll do it myself.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Because if you think about it, I mean, they went off on all these tangents and all these alternate universes to see what character stuck to the wall. And then you get this news that he's his old position plus all the new ones, because he was already the creative director and now he's the guy of all guys.
Right.
I think he just got tired of it and he said, I love this thing and I'm going to write the ship. I'll do it myself if nobody else is going to do it. And I think we're going to get some good stuff out of him.
That's what I'm hoping.
DC's in a kind of in a good spot too with the dawn of DC. I know that's already been planned out probably for a little while, of course, which I'm sure he's a part of as well. They're in a new spot, which it feels like every Justin, 2 or 3 years, we're kind of at that point with DC where it's like, hey, we're starting over again.
Not as much as like Marvel does. They're they're number ones. I feel like, or at least
right. But
for the
DC
most part, the big
like a universe rebuild sometimes. Like where it's like
But I mean, I think like New 52. When you look at it, he was kind of brought in at that time. He was brought back to really do. Him and Jeff Johns were really brought in to do the whole reboot, like Justice League. Green Lantern, the whole New 52, and I think that was probably the biggest thing that DC did in their entire history.
Awesome
at that time.
Best. Yeah.
And, I mean, then Rebirth came, and that's where we're at. Universe.
Yeah, DC is weird right now where they just have a lot of like mini series, and I think Dawn of DC is going to bring back some of these ongoing titles. But even some of them, look, man, if anyone believes Penguin is going to be, as much as I'm excited about the Penguin series, I want to check it out. I'm interested in it. But if you think it's going to be going to like issue 200, you're probably sadly mistaken. It's probably going to go a 20, 25, maybe 30 20. Issues, maybe. I'd be surprised if Doom Patrol lasts that long. Like, I get the idea of bringing like lesser known characters and trying to bring them back, but I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. The thing that they need to do, which I think Marvel's done a good job, is kind of not mess with the continuity, but add some stuff in. It's just like, again, like going back to like a business, like you have to have some turnover and bring in new blood. And they kind of did it the wrong way with all those minis and all the new reinvented versions of the same character. That's why I like when they started doing the Punchline and Miracle Molly, and these are brand new, fresh characters, and we can either hate them together, which we'll all band together, and at least we're talking about it, even if it's hate, or we'll love them and they'll stick around forever. Either way, they're getting talked about. People got to see what it's about. They're gonna buy it just to see how much they hate it. I
like Punchline.
It reinvigorates the whole community, whether we like it or dislike it, as long as it's fresh.
I agree about Punchline. Honestly, I think I was like starting off kind of a hater. I was like, what are we doing? Like, because you switched Harley Quinn, right? Like that's what it was. And Harley Quinn became more, we got to make her more fan friendly and a nice guy and a good guy. So we can't have her be that. So you're like, let's bring in, basically you thought we're bringing back a Harley Quinn, but she's harder and she's darker. And even like her, I love the Punchline, the Gotham game series.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that series.
A lot of potential there.
The DC thing, their villains are great, where Marvel's heroes are great.
Yeah,
they got to capitalize on that whole villain spin and just highlight those guys way more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been saying that and that's live action as well. Like that's what Marvel MCU is like shit the bed on consistently is the villains, besides maybe Thanos, right? And DC, you want to do a good live action, don't follow that. Like build good villains. You have, like you said, the best villains in the game. So keep them dark. I don't know. That's why I'm worried about James Gunn, man. He doesn't like to keep things that dark. So
I think he's got to make it more like for a broader audience. So he's going to lighten. I think he'll lighten up. I hope he lightens up certain aspects so that it gives them a bigger market. But I hope they don't lose their core. I hope that dark and dirty is still there every once in a while.
We got to go see Guardians, Ant.
That's why we're recording tonight. Justin and I are going tomorrow.
Are you guys really? Oh, I'm jealous. See, I think Gunn's going to do a great job with that. And I think a lot's kind of riding on that movie doing well.
I've heard good things. I've kind of also not read anything or seen. I try not to watch any clips or go on the internet.
Yeah, there's so many spoilers right now.
In a stinking group chat that we're in, that someone decided to spoil Jedi Survivor for us.
Well, no, let's not say someone. So we're in a group chat. Let's put him out. Let's put him on blast, okay?
Because I know he's going to listen to this. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, but don't tell me though, because I'm not.
No,
neither of us. We're voting.
Okay.
So
No, we don't know.
This consistently happens in this group chat where they consistently like, hey, here's the end credits, post credits scene, or they'll send like a blurry picture. And so anytime a movie comes out, I'm not reading that chat for like the week leading up, typically. But I happened to click on it today. And I didn't even think about Guardian, to be honest. I thought I was safe about Jedi Survivor. But TiVo posted luckily it was a YouTube clip.
It was TiVo. Of course it was TiVo.
Yeah, it was like the story behind Jedi Survivor. And I'm like, bro, what did I write? Just like, dude, I'm in the middle of this game right now. Do not ruin this story for me.
It was like the entire, like someone posted the entire cutscenes, like from beginning to end of the entire game. And I'm just like, I'm not clicking on it. Like, I'm not.
This is the game, Laura, I told you yesterday. Remember I said I need a new game to start playing through? This is what I want to start playing.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to order it tonight, Laura, so you're on your own.
Do it.
I've been talking to Comic Man Andy, has been playing it also, and he burned through the story. He's like, dude, my son pressured me, and so I just burned through the story because he wanted to see the whole story. And I'll tell you, so I'm going to tell you guys something doesn't ruin anything. He said the credits is something like 47 minutes long, and that there's like I was like, is there like a post credits or something? So there's something at the end. So, and he couldn't find a way to like fast forward through it. So when you beat it, stick around through the credits. He said, set a timer, walk away, and come back. That's what he said.
That's cool.
It's fun. Are you playing on PS5? What are you playing on?
I haven't decided yet. I've got an Xbox One S and I have a PlayStation 5. I think I'm going to order it for the PlayStation because Laura and I play a lot of Fortnite and I use an Xbox controller. But I'm like, this PS5 is sitting right here that I never even power on, and I know it's got to look beautiful on it.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Fortnite talk. What are you playing Fortnite on? Because Justin and we haven't played so much lately because I've been playing a lot of Jedi.
I still play.
Hogwarts. Yeah. What do you guys play Fortnite on?
And build our PCs. We both play PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get names after this. And
I'm slightly better than him, and my kill count's always a little bit higher, but.
Ooh, tell him about your ranking that drove me nuts.
So I didn't tell Anthony, but I bought tiers, which I never do. And I bought tiers. And so he comes home from some con and I'm at like level 69. He's like 13. He's like, were you playing that much?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Convenient number.
I'm like, I leveled up really fast. He's like, what were you doing? I'm like, well, just make sure that, kill 15 chickens every game and that'll help you level up. Like I started making up all this bullshit on how I got my level that high.
But I knew it was bullshit because she kept saying things that didn't make sense. Like, when you knock them, like finish them with headshots. And I'm like, that doesn't make you level up any faster. And she's like, yeah, it does. Just trust me. And I couldn't figure out how she jumped 25 levels above me. And this went on for like 2 days. And finally, I think I got really frustrated. And she's like, you know what?
Super mad one of the games.
Well, hold on. She did this. She played it out to the end. She got mad at me for getting mad. And she's like, you're not making it fun anymore. I don't want to play. But we're playing with my buddy Tim. And my buddy Tim goes, you didn't tell him you bought tiers? And he threw her under the bus during the game. And I was like, what?
That's it.
In hindsight, though, Ant, hilarious, right?
Great story.
It was good. You had me worked up pretty good. It was a good one. Well,
I actually like
that.
Did
you guys hear about this?
Go ahead. No, go.
All right. So we got.
Oh, God, really?
I stole it back.
All
so
right.
we fight over this slab. It's a Raphael #1. It's CGC 9.2. And this is mine.
It's mine.
There you go. So I told Laura we need to live stream and figure out a way to do it like tournament style. Me versus her in game of the Fortnite. Not one-on-one because I'll beat her. So we're going to figure out some other way to do a tourney. And whoever wins this over live stream, there's going to be no complaining after that. It is what it is. And that's the person who will take the slab.
Tell me when and where, Ant. I will be there.
You have to stream it. You have to stream it on Nearing Nirvana. That's the next part.
Yeah.
Like we've been Zach and I have been trying to figure out how to do that too, where we would stream on our YouTube channel, since we really don't ever use it just to upload some audio every week, but actually stream live gaming. And like we could all just watch like him and I just kind of play. But that would be pretty fun.
It's tricky though, because some of the things we say are probably not super PC out there. Like, so we did do one where Justin and Comic Dunes were both on a Whatnot show, and we were all playing.
Yeah, that was fun though.
And we definitely didn't share audio over because bad words were definitely thrown about a bunch. But
But yeah, so I've done shows for Whatnot where I put like 50, 60 slabs in the Buy It Now, and then I just put the camera on my TV, and the camera's facing my TV, so literally all you see is me playing, and I'm like talking to the chat, like I'm like, hey, check out the Buy It Now, like, you know,
Totally
and
doing that.
and then so I was live at the same time as our buddy Jeff Comic Dunes was, so people could bounce back and forth between the shows and see different screens. And they can check out the Buy It Nows for both of our shows.
They could see how Jeff screwed us like on every time, like just runs off in the wrong direction, or Leroy Jenkins it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that
Totally.
thing.
It's so
So
weird.
here's a question for you two, and I know the answer. Are you guys playing build or no build?
Actually, you don't know the answer because we started as builders, and that's all we would play like religiously. Then we switched over to no build, and now recently that's all we've been playing. So we actually bounce back and forth. We're not really loyal to one way. I prefer builds. Anthony prefers no build.
I'm the same.
Well,
My solo,
yeah.
I solo build,
I'm
but
no
when I
build.
play with Justin, we do no build. But if I'm
Yeah.
playing alone, I'm building.
Yeah,
I try
build
to
a
teeter
hotel.
back and forth between. I try to figure out which lobby the kids aren't in.
The 13-year-olds, all those 12-year-olds, wherever
All
they're
the
not.
kids are
that's where
home.
we
It's
go.
after 4 right now, so you know the kids are at home playing. So we're not going to win very much.
Dude, see, I love keeping. So that's the good thing. Because Justin plays pretty often, like even in between games. I'm very strict about like when a new game comes out, I'm locked into that game till I'm done with that game. Like I'm not jumping to other games. And usually, like a new season will start, and when I jump back into playing with Justin, I'm like tier 6, and he's like, 50 or whatever. And so we get all the crappy people. They all
Yeah, we make
me
Zach party leader, so
Yeah.
we get into his
and then we
lobbies.
just wreck fools. It's amazing.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like a schedule. So I wake up in the morning, I take the kids to school. Laura gets up and starts doing like her morning routine or whatever she does around here. Not to.
Whoa,
I mean,
wow.
that sounded really bad. Like
Whatever she does around here.
whatever. I always
Whatever I'm doing.
I make a joke around the house, and I always say like, she's like, "Hey, put that dish in the sink," and I'm like, "No, you leave it on the counter, and then it magically cleans itself. I never ever have to clean it. It's the craziest thing." She's like, "Oh, somebody definitely cleans them." She does her house routine. That's what I meant. She takes very good care of our house. And
Yeah, nice save. Butter me up now.
Well, that's what I meant. It came out super bad, but right
That's why you're staying
around
in
10
the
o'clock,
Radisson,
we play
dude. That's
Fortnite.
why you're staying in the Radisson.
That's why. Motels from now on, Aunt.
Hey, I'm just saying. But right around 10 o'clock, we play Fortnite. That's like my break in the morning, get a little breakfast, drink our coffees, play Fortnite. Then typically we'll work until the kids get home around 3:30, and then we play Fortnite again. Then we work some more, have dinner, and then kind of do our own things at night. But we play Fortnite at least twice every day.
Yeah.
In the same room, different rooms? How you doing that?
I'm here. He's there.
And do you have like your doors open? You playing with headsets, talking to each other?
Well, our house is kind of designed where like he's in what you would call like, what do you call it? Like the casita or like the grandparents' suite. Like he's his own chunk of the house. Like he's separated by like a
She's got a
hallway.
bathroom and a shower right here. I don't ever have to
okay.
go to that.
He's
half
like
of
his
the
own
house.
apartment, so I can't hear him, which is nice.
Whatever. That came out wrong too, right?
You know what I mean? Like on the mic, I can't hear you.
Things happen on that side of the house that don't happen on the other side of the house.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like split.
It's crazy to me about Fortnite that there is no option yet to, at least that I know of, right? To one-on-one someone. Like to pick someone
It's
and verse them.
creative, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like a creative.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be interesting to have like it'd be cool. So obviously we play, like Zach and I play, and Jeff Comic Dunes, and some the other people are actually comic people. So it'd be fun to just get like a squad together of all just comic people and go live. Would be a lot of fun, and just got to figure that all out.
Yeah, I'm sure we could figure that out because I
know
like
PC's
play with
easy.
Rage. Play with Rage Theo. I play with Godly. He works with Shortbox on their
Yep.
advertising.
No God, yep, he's cool.
Who else do we play with, Laura? There's a bunch of people.
Oh, we play with
Oh.
Joel's are.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Joel's
boy.
our collectibles, and his wife plays.
A lot of East Coast people I play with over here. It's like a whole
There you
East
go.
Coast squad, and then I have Zach in like Texas.
Just crushing it. Snipering people. Heavy with the
Crushing it.
sniper rifle.
I like.
Yeah.
No,
it's
Zach's like me. Zach actually plays coordinated, where you don't go running into, like, he plays militaristically, strategic.
That's Anthony. Anthony's like, on my left. Okay, we're gonna creep around. Everybody stay together. And I'm like, charge, and it makes him
No,
so
no.
mad. 'Cause
She doesn't even tell us though. So like I'm like, all right, let's rotate right and let's stay, with the hill so we have natural coverage. And I'm like mapping the whole thing out, and then you hear dee 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 dee, and I'm like, somebody's down. Who is it? And then Laura's way off, like 200 meters.
It's the
other
sword's
direction.
fault. The sword gets me there, and so I figure if I have a sword, I can always run back if I need to. People that don't play art have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sure we got listeners that are playing that. I like the sword, but now that they threw in the ODM gear from Attack on Titan, I love
Yeah.
the ODM gear.
I'm so
Dude, that's
basic.
the- I think-
I like the basic stuff.
Yeah.
I think you guys might be the same player. That's what
Let's go. Let's play
Yeah,
trios
let's
later
do it,
after
dude.
this.
Crush it. I gotta beat Jedi Survivor. I got no time, dude. That shit's gonna get ruined for me, and I've heard the story's amazing. So I'm focused right now till
Yeah.
Survivor. Got to
Finish that
platinum that.
first. Priorities.
Yeah, before this baby gets here too, before he ruins my life.
Oh, when do you do?
Soon. We actually had a bit of a scare on Sunday. We thought my wife went into labor on Sunday. We're at the hospital for quite a while, but he's due the 1st of June. But I think he's coming next couple of weeks. I mean,
Yeah, he's ready.
he's ready to come out and play some Fortnite, read some comic books. So I wanted to go all X-Men in the nursery, right? My wife's like, well, maybe when it's older, let's do Winnie the Pooh right now. And I was like, God, Winnie the Pooh.
You could do you poo.
Oh, no, thank you. I see enough do you poo on my social media as it is.
Right?
And honestly, that was kind of the
That.
problem. She was like, I love Winnie the Pooh. It's so sweet. And I'm like, oh, Winnie the Pooh is very sweet. It's very cute. And there's great lessons. And if I'm being completely honest, I've read some of the quotes like now that I read, and they like make me tear up because baby coming. I'm like, wow, this is really embarrassing. But then all the do you poo stuff makes me hate it. And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So
I'm surprised those are still going. They're still going.
It's the easiest, cheapest book to make a variant for.
they'll wring out any penny they can get.
Mhm.
And I love, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I love Tigger. Like, I have the Tigger costume, and I was Tigger many, many times. Eeyore, same thing. And now, yeah, dude. Oh my God, I'm
Who
gonna find
likes
those
Eeyore?
photos.
Who likes Eeyore? Like
Well,
literally,
because like
who
my
likes
my
Eeyore?
nickname,
Teenagers?
obviously no. So here's obviously now we're dropping some official first time exclusive news. So my nickname in high school was Donkey. So obviously came from Eeyore, and also
Oh.
like my last name as
I would
well.
have thought Shrek when you said Donkey.
But no, so yeah, so I'm just like, because Eeyore's so slow and chill.
That's too bad, man. About that nickname,
That's rough.
it's a rough one.
Yeah, Donkey's a rough one.
Yeah, call you ass. For
We're not going to
short.
get into other reasons why, but
That's another podcast.
Yeah. The Donkey Podcast, the breakdown. So yeah, well, real quick before we kind of move on, anything I know you kind of talked about what you guys are bringing out to Shortbox Live, but any other new exclusives, anything on the horizon people should be keeping their eyes out for from Bird City Comics?
We just released an image today for it's a Hot Stuff homage, and I know the homage game is getting interesting right now, but it's like original art's great if you can land like a crazy artist that just knocks it out of the park, but just living in that nostalgia, I just can't break away from it. People keep saying, "Are you done doing homages?" I'm like, nah, not until I've lived my entire childhood through comics, and once I run out of stuff to do, we'll move on. But this Hot Stuff
This
one was
so well done, though. It's like even if you don't like homages, it's difficult not to like this one. It's the perfect concept for the perfect book, and it was executed so well.
she's only saying that because it was her idea.
It was my idea. It was my idea, but it's perfect. Like I can't think of a better book to homage Hot Stuff than Dark Ride, because you have the little. Are you guys reading Dark Ride?
yeah.
No.
It's
Yeah,
it's a
the
fun
whole-
little book. You have like this little devil character, and it translated so well. Plus, I really like yellow covers. So
I was
Yeah.
I really liked your the Something Epic book that you guys did with Trish.
also,
which one did you like, the Looney Tunes or
yeah, which
the
one?
Howard?
Oh, the Looney Tunes, because of the simple fact that like you used your name and like
Oh,
it was just so perfect, like the way that you use like Bird City Presents, which is like, you know, like Warner Brothers.
yeah, that
Presents.
ant
And-
perfect. He used the word perfect.
No,
Whatever.
I'm a big fan.
The
of
Howard
that.
the
Like,
Duck one was mine. The Looney Tunes one was hers.
I like the Looney Tunes one.
The Howard
Looney
the Duck
Tunes,
one's
Tiny
cool.
Toons.
Man, I'm with you. The Howard the Duck one's cool.
I appreciate that. I need somebody on my side.
There's something
I
epic.
thought-
Is it 3D?
I thought I was gonna win because I had mine are gonna
Yeah,
come with the 3D
3D.
glasses.
Oh, that does come with
Yeah.
glasses?
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my book's 3D. If you put on the glasses, the way we have it mapped out is the galaxy in the background looks sunken in, and he looks like he's out a little bit. So my book comes with 3D glasses. If that changes your mind at all, Justin.
Like the Tiny Toons better.
What do you up in? Are you here's the question though: are you charging extra for that? You open the price for the off
For the
cost?
glasses? No, but I did limit the print run on it. So we charge a little more just because I cut the print run in half because I'm trying to figure out. I'm playing with certain things because putting a full 500 print run's fine, but when you upgrade to the cardstock, a lot of people, I don't know if you guys know this, but all they do is take your cover and put the cardstock over a cover A. And it's super easy to take off without damaging the book. So I had this, I was talking to another buddy and he had this idea of removing half the covers and including a reader copy so that you can limit the print run without having to damage or trash books.
Yeah,
so
we're not
I thought I'd give it a try if I didn't have to order 500 pairs of 3D glasses.
What is this? I've never even heard of this. Something Epic. I'm looking at the.
Yeah, there's a lot of new books that you're not reading.
Yeah.
What's and I know you did one for Bad Girls, right? Bad Girl.
Yeah.
What I don't even know what's that book about. You're more.
So it's like a spin-off of The Good Boy from Garrett Gunn.
Okay.
So kind of the same idea. The cat goes nuts and she's like I get like Red Hood vibes from her. She's not a good guy. She's not a bad guy, but she's a part of that universe.
I need to buy this now. All right.
Yeah.
I definitely
We
need
did
to check
two
this out.
actually. We had the Lobos one, which was
that's the one I can
Borderlands.
think of. Mm-hmm.
The other one we did was Hal Lauren. What was that book? And Overwatch.
It was a homage to Overwatch.
Yeah.
The video game.
Yeah, the video game. So she's like flying in from the side with the two pistols and did the trade dress the exact same way, except for on the original cover of the video game art, there's like a word bubble or a circle that says like in-game content. He changed that to say catnip included or something like it. It's kind of cutesy, but it was fun.
It was cute.
Interesting. Well, before we get out of here, let's just kind of go around the horn with what are we currently reading. As always, we end our shows with modern comic books we may be reading or old stuff. Zach, big week, slow week. What do you got?
You know what? I'm going to pass on this because I really didn't I just picked up my book today. I didn't really get a chance to read. So
All right.
I'm gonna, you guys can use my time to talk more about your books.
Cool. Laura, anything that you're currently reading that you can let the audience know that they should be picking
buying
up?
stuff count? Because I've been kind of on an eBay binge lately.
I've seen your books on your Instagram.
It's been bad.
You need
I
to get
got
your own eBay account, by the way.
a what?
You need your own eBay account, by the way.
No, all your payment information is linked to that one. I'm good. I've been like going on there and just finding books that I've been wanting for a while. I haven't posted yet, but today I got Voltron #1, Jenny Frison, which I have wanted that book for so long. I am a huge Jenny Frison fan. And if you guys aren't familiar, that's her first published cover. There's some debate if it's that or Hack Slash, but if you ask me, whatever came out first is her first one. Hack Slash was technically commissioned first, but anyway, long story short, I got that in the mail today. I'm really very, very excited. It's in a nice grade. The last book that I actually read though was World Tree.
What'd you think? We both read it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's solid. I'm curious to see where they go with the next one. It was a little bit more violent than I was expecting, which I should have known because James Tynion said this is going to be one of my most disturbing books, which is saying a lot given his past stuff. I liked it. I think the interior art was really well done. We had Anna Marcana on ours, and this is not me being biased, I think hers was the most beautiful rendition out there.
I agree, and I'm not saying that because you're on here as well. I think we talked before offline. I think Anna's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, she did a great cover for you guys.
Yeah, we're really proud of her. She just and that's another one we just dropped. She did her first ever Vampirella for us. Vampirella versus Superpowers, and that came out this last week, and that's also a Marcano cover. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm buying up a lot of covers. Read World Tree. I enjoyed it. I think that there's a lot of potential with that. But I mean, that's kind of obvious. After something is killing the children, everybody's just really banking on his stuff doing well.
Yeah.
And what about you? Reading anything or just buying everything?
No, I haven't bought anything for me. Here's an interesting answer. I think it's interesting, but I have an idea for a book that I've been trying to write in my head. So I went back, just to give you some flavor, I went back and reread Grimm #1. I pulled The Closet and reread that. I pulled Hellblazer and I started rereading that.
Ooh, Hellblazer's good.
And then just something super random, but it just kind of went with how I wanted the action to feel. I started reading what's the new turtle, the Ninja Turtles, but I think we're on issue like I subscribed to it, but last one was like
139, yeah.
139. So then I picked up my turtle books and I'm like, I'm going to reread some of these just to get the action sequences down the way I want them. So it's more research reading, even though it's stuff that's been out for a while.
It's all those ideas together.
Yeah, it's yeah. When I get it like down on paper, I'll let you guys know if you guys want to have me back and talk. It's dark and twisted. It's I would say it feels like a Constantine vibe. So like that dark universe for DC, because that's my jam. I love DC, that darkness. So it's got a little twisted perception in it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, put it all together.
You guys want the synopsis?
Yeah, let's do it. Give it to us.
Yeah.
This is short and sweet. So basically, there's this person that has they have the ability to draw out people's illnesses. So let's just say there's a person that's dying of cancer. And what he can do is he can draw that out of them, that sickness out of the body. But what it does, it creates it like an evil clone. And you have to kill that clone.
I remember you telling me about this or something about this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So let's just say there's Ted, and Ted's dying of cancer. He pays the kid because he's got to make a living. The guy draws this sickness out of his body, creates this evil clone of himself, but he has to kill it in order for it to be gone from him forever. So that's what this guy does. So he's almost like an exorcist, but what he's doing is he's cleansing people of like physical ailments and mental ailments.
I like it.
Yeah, I get it. There's something that it's similar to like almost, it's like not manifesting their fears. It's manifesting their, like you said, it's manifesting their sickness. It would be interesting, not so much to kill, but more even kind of take that as like they have the ability to then do good or bad things with their manifested sickness. Would be interesting.
Well, I'm sure one or two of these are going to get away, right? In future issues, one or two are going to escape murder. I mean, come on, they're not all going to.
Yeah, I know. I'm already playing in my head as well. Like
so see all the different directions we can go. I've got a whole rule list where the universe will make sense, because if you don't follow these steps, then shit hits the fan type deal.
Okay.
So just to give you guys a little taste of what my mind was going at that moment.
That's cool, though, man.
Yeah, bring it. I like it. I definitely think it's interesting for sure. I need that sci-fi, and like you said Hellblazer. That's perfect. That's exactly like in that same world. So,
or like Scythe. It kind of gives me that Scythe vibe. Anthony's really big on that series.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where the Grimm and Turtles kind of fit in there.
So if you guys,
I get Closet, but
they're all going to be color coded.
Right, there you go. So The Closet it's very a minimalist book. Like there's not a lot of words in it. And so I was trying to, what I'm trying to do is figure out how to tell a story without having to script everything. So Tynian's great at that. Grimm is really good character development, because that character, I don't want to say blew up, but it was really popular from book one. Like everybody took to her. And that book she's not bad, she's not good, and you're trying to find, that's a good balanced character. And then Turtles, like just their panel design, and it's a lot of action. Like there's a lot of energy in how they draw Turtles out,
and it flows really well.
The flow, that's that. And so I had Turtles for panels, I had Tynian for how to tell story without words, and then Grimm just to how to have people attach themselves to the character and like them right away.
Have you read Blue Book yet, Ant?
No,
I have it in here. Yeah, you should read those. I think you would like those.
You should pick it up one day from the other side of the house.
You should get one. I have them in here. Yeah, just walk 50 feet.
It's all the way over there.
That's too good. Cool. Yeah, I like that concept. I know, Zach, you were considering writing something. I don't think you've ever talked about it here, right? Or
I think everyone always does. I always like to kick around ideas, but then I'm also
you don't need to share it yet. I know
I'm
it's
kind of lazy, and so and busy. So I'm always like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, and then I'll never do it.
Or our daughter wrote a book. Our 15-year-old did.
It's awesome. Done too. That's done.
That's great.
Yeah, so we're working on getting that to print form, like getting it ready to print.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, or we just
Yeah,
leaving it at
we
that?
can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much done. We have cover art and everything. So basically, she
Concept.
took kind of like a Witcher vibe.
Mm.
So it's a mother, and well, let me backtrack. So it's a person telling a story to a child, like reading bedtime stories.
Mhm.
But what the bedtime story is the bedtime story is kind of writing itself as she's reading it, and what it is, it's following the journey of a woman that's looking for that kid. Her kid's been kidnapped, and it's kind of like a ledger. So this is a way a person keeps tabs on how close the mom is getting to finding where they're hiding. So the kid thinks he's getting bedtime stories, but the mom's adventuring and fighting monsters and trying to find her abducted child. Yeah, but it's got a lot of like that Witcher type lore. There's a Wendigo is the first monster, and then there's 2 other ones that she wrote that are pretty creepy. But it's really well written. She loves fantasy stuff, so we had her draw it out, gave it to an artist, got it all edited. So hopefully we'll be able to release that this year.
Yeah, it's a plan. It'll be neat.
That'd be really exciting. You said how old is she?
15, but she has. I know all parents say this about their kids, but in this case, it's true. She's probably one of the smartest people I've met for her age group. All she does is read. That's all she does. Like her room is just bookshelf after bookshelf after bookshelf, and she just reads constantly. So she's one of those people that when she develops a story, kind of like what Ant was saying earlier, she already thought about all the ways, because she's all, Mom, these comic book nerds are going to try to find holes in my script. And I'm like, hell yeah, they are, Ellie. I'm like, they're going to rip it apart. And so she went through and tried to find everything that somebody could criticize her for. And she's one step ahead of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
She already knows the community. She already knows them.
She knows. She knows that if she comes out and, point A and point B doesn't quite line up, that she'll hear about it. So I'm curious to see how it's received.
That's cool. That's
Got
exciting.
A lot of interesting stuff over there from the Bird City crew.
I know. Our house is interesting.
Well, definitely. I mean, hopefully one, if not both, come to fruition. So we'll definitely be keeping track and make sure everyone's following Bird City on both Mrs. Bird City for Laura and of course Anthony Bird City. Real quick for myself, because again, we're recording on Wednesday, so I didn't really get a chance to read too much this week. Yoda number 7 is a new part in his little 12-issue miniseries. It's very good. It brings back in the Clone Wars era some great panels with Yoda fighting General Grievous, and I'll kind of leave it at that. And then my other book, and then obviously it's the big hot book again this week, is another Star Wars title, the Star Wars 34, first appearance of this character named Greta. Everyone's kind of saying it's like, oh, it's the next Dr. Aphra and Son of Staros. I don't really feel that vibe yet. She does have a cool backstory involving Jedha, the planet, and the kind of Rogue One, if you've watched the movie. And I like the story more so because Luke is kind of at that point where he needs to rebuild his lightsaber. So we're really getting close to Return of the Jedi, because we know he kind of goes back to Tatooine to rebuild his lightsaber. So we're kind of in that realm. So those 2 books were definitely nice little reads this week, but I definitely have a lot more stuff to pick up. And
I did read that one, the Star Wars one.
34.
Yeah. You know what I liked about that with Luke too was it's so true, but when you watch these movies, it's one of the most frustrating parts about Luke's character, I feel like. And he said it in the comic. He's like, every time I feel like I'm getting this Jedi thing, it's like they pull the rug out from under me, or it says something like the ground keeps falling out from under me. He's like, either my lightsaber breaks or the Force wave comes through and screws him up or something like that. But I actually kind of chuckled out loud with that part.
Yeah, because if you watch the Clone Wars, he goes back and says like how Padawans like went to the planet Ilum, and they would find their crystal and build their lightsaber, and he's just like, all I have is the Jedi text. He's like, Yoda and Obi-Wan didn't tell me.
I know this. I know what you're referencing, and I feel like the guy from Elf. I know this part because my son.
And it's also now Jedi's. You did that in Fallen Order. You went to Ilum and you made your own lightsaber. Lightsaber, your Kyber crystal out there, which was, so I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm like, I'm all invested. Where's Cal Kestis when I need him?
Yeah, so I like this issue a lot. It definitely had a lot of lore for Star Wars. So those are my 2 picks. So and then before we get out of here, since you're listening to this again on Revenge of the Fifth, we of course at the Comic-Con podcast have our exclusive variant that dropped. If you've seen it on my Instagram page, the podcast page, and also Zach's page. It is a collaboration with Mad Love Comics and Art. The artist's name is Japs Archer. It is a super limited Dr. Aphra Star Wars. So if you have not seen it, I'm not sure how many copies are going to be left at this point at the time you're hearing it, because I've already sold some, and pre-orders again will also be up on my Whatnot and Zach's eBay page in the coming weeks. So please support us if you can, and of course support our friends over at Bird City. Any last words, guys?
I want to say one little thing. I saw that cover. Very well done, you guys. Very well done. And that's coming from, again, we work with variants, so I can tell when something's going to hit. It's going to be sold out. I'm predicting it.
That was mainly Justin's idea. That was his kind of leading the charge on this one for sure. So
yeah,
well,
I mean, Laura, we talked when you were on here a few months ago. You and I are both art people. We love art, and we know artists. We like that about it. And Zach's the reader, so it's a good mix for both of us. And you picked up someone from that's done a variant with Mad Love, Anna. You did it with the World Tree, and that's what it is. It's when you see good artists out there, you know where to pick them.
Well, aside from just like the art itself, I like the composition. I like that you guys have something it's an evergreen piece. You can just slab it and hang it on your wall, and you got a lovely piece of work right there. So well done. Chef's kiss.
Thank you. Ant?
No, I think I'm good.
Say hi to him at ShortBoxed Live this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Or next weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Come see me at ShortBoxed if you're going to be there. Come say what's up. I don't know what else I have planned outside of Phoenix, so if you guys are around, don't be afraid to come by and shake some hands. I'd love to meet more people in the community.
Yeah.
Hey, and everyone, don't forget this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. So visit your local LCSs, show some support and love that way, get some free books, invite some kids, invite some other people. That sounded kind of creepy. Invite kids that you know that are like in the non-creepy fashion. But spread the hobby, get it out there. Marvel's got a lot of books that are all the key players, Venom, Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, all that crap. Lots of Batman, I think there's actually some really cool, even like indie stuff. There's a Power Rangers one, the Rangers Academy, which I love the Power Rangers books right now. So I'll probably check
there's
that
a Street Fighter one. There's Animal Castle Volume 2.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones out there. Animal Crossing for you Nintendo fans. And actually, I'm going to be working at my local comic shop on Free Comic Book Day. So Clockwork Comics and Cards in Union, New Jersey. Stop by and see me, and I'll give you some extra percentage off on stuff. So
Smurfs, I'm seeing a Garbage Pail Kids one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fun stuff.
Looks good.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming out with Free Comic Book Day. So, and if you're buying, man, I mean, if you don't know this, if you're probably listening to this podcast, you know this, but you can get hella deals at LCSs on Free Comic Book Days. So that's the day to go. Fill those back issues up if you can. But
absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's all we got. Thanks again. 2 random employees from Bird City Comics.
Thanks for having us.
No, it's always fun to have you guys on here and just kind of shooting the shit and going at it. Good luck next week.
You guys have the best chill vibe. I love being here.
Well, okay, so come on.
Next time beers, and then we'll follow up with Fortnite.
Deal.
We'll squad up and go at Fortnite.
Yes.
I'll figure out a way to live stream it for us so they can watch it.
Can we please make that happen, please?
I got you.
I'm not the guy. That'll have to be Ant and Justin because I'm not the tech dude. Yeah.
We'll just show up.
Just the gunner ready to play and drink beers. So
there you go. Awesome. Well, the Comic-Con podcast and Bird City Fortnite squad will be
collabo. Yeah.
Will be soon. So all right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy Revenge of the Fifth.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
And Guardians, we will be doing bonus content for our movie review. I'm sure Zach and I will be doing a review ASAP, and we do have a special guest for that as well. So
awesome. Thanks.
Cool.
Peace out, everybody.